You are losing every single day. Not to your competition, not to bad luck, not to the economy. You are losing to people who are not even in the room. People whose opinions live rent-free in your head. People who haven't thought about you once today. People who, if you're honest, you don't even like that much. And every decision you make to avoid their judgment, every time you don't speak up, don't start the thing, don't take the risk, costs you something real. Your career, your confidence, your time, your actual life. So today, we're not going to talk about how to stop caring what people think. That advice is everywhere. It doesn't work. You've heard it 100 times and you're still here. Instead, we're going to talk about what's actually happening when you perform for other people and the specific, practical ways to stop. Because this isn't a mindset problem. It's a habits problem. And habits can be changed. Most men don't realize how much of their daily life is a performance, not on stage, not online, in ordinary moments, choosing what to order at a restaurant based on what sounds impressive, nodding along in a conversation when you have no idea what someone is talking about, sending the message and then immediately checking if they've read it, staying quiet in a meeting because you're not sure if your point is smart enough, buying the car, the jacket, the watch, not because you wanted it, but because of how it would read. None of these feel like performance. They feel like normal life. But add them up, and you find that a massive portion of your daily decisions, what you say, what you wear, what you do, what you don't do, is being made by a part of your brain running one constant simulation. What will they think? How will this look? What does this say about me? Here's the dangerous part. Most men never realize this is happening. They think this is just their personality, their natural caution, their self-awareness. It's not. It's chronic approval addiction, and it is running your life. Half the modern male confidence crisis is not about confidence at all. It's about men who have spent so long optimizing for other people's reactions that they've lost the ability to make a decision that's purely their own. Now here's something most self-improvement content will never tell you. The more intelligent you are, the more trapped you probably are by this. Because smart men are good at disguising it. They call it being strategic, being professional, reading the room, being considerate. And sometimes, that's true. But most of the time, it's just fear wearing a smarter costume. The man who doesn't speak up in the meeting isn't being strategic. He's scared his idea gets shot down. The man who doesn't message the person he's interested in isn't respecting their space. He's scared of rejection. The man who posts the vague caption instead of the honest one isn't being mysterious. He's scared of being seen clearly. And because he's intelligent, he builds an entire explanation around it that almost sounds reasonable, which makes it almost impossible to see. Ask yourself honestly, and I mean honestly, how many decisions did you make this week that were actually yours? Not filtered through how they'd look, not softened to manage a reaction, not delayed because you were waiting for enough confidence to act. How many were just yours? If the answer is uncomfortable, stay with that. That's the starting point. I want to tell you about a man you probably know. He's sitting in his car at 11:30 at night, staring at his phone. He's written a message, deleted it, written it again, changed 2 words, read it back, changed it again. He's been doing this for 40 minutes. The message is 6 words long. He's not trying to say something complicated. He's trying to say something honest. But every time he gets close to the honest version, he pulls back. Because what if it lands wrong? What if she thinks he's too much? What if this changes how she sees him? So he keeps adjusting, keeps softening, keeps making it more palatable. And eventually, at midnight, he sends a version of the message that says almost nothing and goes to sleep feeling vaguely hollow. That man is not dramatic. He's not weak. He's just running a program that most men are running. The program is called Make Yourself Safe to Look At, and it is costing him and you far more than you realize. Most men do not make decisions. They manage perception, the career they chose, the relationship they stayed in, the version of themselves they put in front of the world every day. So much of it built around one question they never consciously asked: what will keep me safe from judgment? And here's what that costs you. Not in theory, in practice. It costs you your voice. The man who filters everything through how it'll land never actually says what he thinks, which means the people around him never actually know him, which means when he needs real support, tachim, real honesty, real connection, it's not there. Because he never gave anyone the real version to connect to. It costs you your decisions. When you optimize for how something looks rather than what it produces, you make worse choices. You pick the career that sounds impressive over the one that suits you. You stay in situations past their expiry date because leaving would require a story. Over 10 years, that compounds into a life that was built for an audience rather than for you. It costs you your speed. The man waiting for enough approval to act moves slowly, and slow, in real life, is expensive. Businesses, relationships, opportunities, they don't wait for your confidence to arrive, and it costs you your confidence itself. This is the one most men miss. Confidence is not built by thinking better of yourself. It is built by acting in alignment with what you actually think, repeatedly. Every time you silence yourself to manage someone else's opinion, you send a signal to your brain: my judgment cannot be trusted. And your brain believes you every single time. Stop. Before we go further, I want to say something that cuts directly against the usual message on this. Not all caring about other people's opinions is weakness. Some of it is valuable information.